The following is a pre-recorded edition of Snowman in the Morning, only on the Arena Sports Network.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Good morning.
It's time to wake up.
This is Snowman in the Morning on the Arena Sports Network.
Did you not get the memo?
Let's get busy.
Oh boy. Uh-oh. Lights on. Yikes, I've been caught again. And I know Josh is going to get a laugh out of this. So I'm just going to be as quiet and as reserved. Who the hell am I kidding? Good morning! Winding down the week here on Snowman in the Morning. We thank you for joining us on thearenasportsnetwork.com and also on TuneIn. Search the Arena Sports Network. We are presented by Fusion Ions Bands. Fusion Ions, live your best. And by Slugmaster, baseball and softball hitting and training aids. Slugmaster, turning batters into hitters. And speaking of Slugmaster, we got a lot of baseball coming up in the spring. Talk to you more about that. This is going to wind up being an abbreviated version again because there's like 3 different things that I got to race out here and do this morning that just popped up about an hour ago. And then there's a lot of work to do on the website, so got to take care of that. But the biggest thing we're going to pump up is Friday when the Noble Network Boys Championship is decided. It is Johnson College Prep taking on Gary Comer, who upset Bulls Prep last night in the semifinals and beat them pretty good, as a matter of fact. Friday's pregame will begin at 5:30, tip at 5:45. Josh Lopez will join me. It's just going to be some off-the-wall stuff talked about for the next hour. You'll hear Rusty Silber in a few minutes. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/snowmaninthemorning, and also tweet us at Snow Morning Show. I will have a question of the day. I promise I will have a question of the day. This has been a weird week because I was under the weather for a while, and even Mark, who did the PA at the United Center on Tuesday with Scherz and Steinmetz, when he saw me come into the UC and I got ready and he listened to part of the broadcast, and we hope that you all enjoyed it. He said, "You sounded tired. You didn't sound yourself." And this is after I didn't go on with the morning show Tuesday and wanted to give myself a little bit more rest, and people said, "Look, you can't do that because you lose your audience." Listen, my audience understands when Snowman is under the weather, okay? They understand and like, look, you get better. We're behind you. When you come back, we'll be ready to rock and roll with you. If you find us on Spreaker.com, and we hope that you do me a favor, join us in the chat room because that thing is lit up. Yeah, Josh has checked in using my greeting. Yeah, Josh has checked in. We've had some great people check in throughout the course of the day, and today's sponsor is 123dj.com, located at 2201 South Union in Chicago. Give them a visit if you're a DJ or a sports announcer like myself, or you like working sports games like myself and a few others. They got some great equipment. They helped us a lot, and they're going to continue to help us again. That's today's sponsor here on Snowman in the Morning. Rusty Silber will come along in about 60 seconds from now, and like I said, this is going to be one of those potluck episodes. And again, it's going to be an abbreviated version because 3 things have popped up this morning that I must take care of. And all of them concerning something huge that's going to happen beginning March 1st. All right? So big things in the works. Olympic hockey, I see, is going on right now. I expect Rusty to tell us about that. Spring training is underway. How will the Cubs and the Sox do this year? I'm waiting for Ron Murchison to check in with me so we can just absolutely have fun, absolutely have fun with him like we always do. There's the music. That's what I'm looking for. And the person I'm looking for is on the Gigahertz hotline to tell us what in the world happened in sports last night. His name's Rusty Silber. Good morning, Rusty.
Good morning. You got good timing because intermission just happened for the first period. And, all the eyes are peeled on this USA opener.
Oh, who isn't? Whose eyes aren't peeled on that, man?
Well, we've been waiting for the Olympics. The only thing is, can you tell me what a skeleton is in Winter Olympic competition?
I don't know what the hell that is, and I don't care right now. I just know we're up 1-0.
No, that's actually an event. I was just trying to figure it out. I was looking through some information what skeleton is. I'm like, well, they put skeletons out there on the slopes of Russia or something? I don't know.
It's Russia,
it's almost
okay?
Like a pentathlon in the Summer Olympics. It's a long enduring process.
I see that.
But let's go through the sports. Morning, Brian. Everybody, welcome to Thursday Rusty's Morning Wrap-Up, presented by TCF Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. We'll get to the Olympic hockey in just a minute. Bulls have won a couple of games in a row, returned home from a long road trip with a 185 victory over the Atlanta Hawks the other night. Bulls will next be hosting the Brooklyn Nets this evening at the United Center before the All-Star break. Carlos Boozer is expected to be back into the lineup, returning after missing 3 games with a calf injury. College basketball, if you missed the shot, or should we say the shocker of a shot, number 1 Syracuse won last night on a last-second 3-point shot and beat Pittsburgh by just a point. Impressive. DePaul lost its 8th straight to 6th-ranked Villanova, 87-62. Penn State edged Indiana at 66-65. Loyola fell to Northern Iowa, 80-58. Northern Illinois of Central Michigan, 88-63. Illinois State was tripped up by Evansville, 104-98. And Illinois lost again, this time in Nebraska, 67-58.
Yikes.
Games coming up this evening. Northwestern will be traveling to number 9th ranked Michigan State, Minnesota at 21st ranked Wisconsin. USC visits Cleveland State. Chicago State travels to Texas Pan American, and Eastern Illinois will be at Austin Peay. Winter Olympics, the big hockey game going on right now. USA leading Slovakia 1-0. That is at the end of the first period in their Olympic opener. Other things going on right now in Sochi, Russia. Medal count update: Norway leads with 13 medals. USA is a medal back at 12. Canada, Netherlands with 10. Caitlin Ferryton won the gold in the women's half-pipe snowboarding. Teammate Kelly Clark the bronze. USA men swept the podium. And in freestyle skiing, Josh Christensen the gold. Gus Kenworthy the silver. Nick Gopher the bronze. By the way, Canada beat the United States 3-2 in preliminary women's hockey game yesterday. Coming up, the events today. We mentioned about the hockey going on right now, but other stuff going on: the men's biathlon, men's and women's curling, men's figure skating and mixed luge, and men's and women's 1,000 meters speed skating.
Yeah, but all that doesn't matter. It's all about the hockey this morning. You know that.
I know that. Well, that's the live stuff going on now, because don't forget they're 10 hours ahead of us.
Right.
Over to baseball spring training, getting going for pitchers and catchers reporting out in Arizona for the Cubs and the White Sox. Also, Yankees 40-year-old Derek Jeter has mentioned that he will retire at the end of the season. Golf, Northern Trust Open at the Riviera Country Club outside of L.A., California. The opening round will take place later on today. Soccer, Chicago Fire got past DC United 2-0 in its 4th straight preseason game in Bradenton, Florida. That was yesterday morning. And lastly, Brian, Denver Broncos owner Pat Bowlen hired John Elway to return the team to prominence. And now he and the team president, Joe Ellis, have formally extended the executive vice president's contract and added general manager to his title to try to keep him there. Question, though, surrounds the Broncos right now and the return of MVP quarterback Peyton Manning to see if he's going to come back, too. Rusty Silver for the Arena Sports Network, and don't forget to visit TCF Bank for more information.
Like I said, you know it's all about hockey this morning. And you made a good point. It's all about the live stuff. They're 10 hours ahead of us, which probably explains a lot right there. Thanks a lot, Rusty. Appreciate it. Good job as always.
Have a good day. I'm going to go back and stick handle through the Olympics here.
Are you going to the Bulls game tomorrow night?
No, I will not be there.
Darn it!
Actually, the game is tonight, not tomorrow night.
Oh, it is tonight. Yeah, because tomorrow,
Joe Kim knows and Rudolph and Benny the Bull.
Yeah, Joe Kim knows going to New Orleans.
And the announcer is going to be out in New Orleans this weekend.
Right. Oh, boy, forgot about that. All right. Thank you, Rusty. Appreciate it. Good job.
All right, have a good day. Bye.
Rusty Silver with Rusty's Morning Wrap, presented by TCF Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. After the break, what the heck am I doing? No, I'm kidding. Going to talk a little baseball. Actually, we're going to talk a lot of baseball on all levels in a deuce.
Hey, can I talk to you for a second? Sure. Come on over. How do you feel about mobile banking?
If I could sum it up in one word, easy.
So convenient. I actually do a lot of my banking on a mobile app.
Yeah, it's really helpful.
I love mobile banking.
With the TCF mobile app, you can bank anytime, anywhere. So how would you use it?
If I need to check my balance really quick, or if I need to transfer funds really quick, I'll whip out my phone and do the little app.
At the airport yesterday when my flight got canceled and I needed to buy another ticket.
What's the craziest place where you've banked on your phone?
In the bathroom before I got in the shower.
Yeah. Probably a plane when you're not supposed to be on your phone. They tell you to turn it off.
In bed.
I was in Morocco in the middle of the desert.
Morocco?
Yeah. There isn't a crazy place for mobile banking. It's convenient.
Download the free TCF mobile app for your smartphone and tablet. Switch to the home of free checking today. For locations and more information, call 1-855-OPEN-TCF or go to tcfbank.com. TCF Bank. Surprisingly connected. Member FDIC.
How do you turn a batter into a hitter? With Slugmaster Hitting Stations. Slugmaster Hitting Stations are the most effective and durable baseball and softball batting practice devices available. Versatile, compact, and easy to use, they are excellent tools for ball player at any skill level. Attached to any pole or post for an instant hitting station. Use it at the ballpark, at home, or anywhere you want to get some hits in. Work the strike zone, top to bottom, in and out. The most complete workout year-round, indoors or outdoors, teams or individuals. Slugmaster equipment is constructed from high-grade steel. The rugged design means years and years of use. Slugmaster equipment is used by youth, high school, college, and professional ball players. For more information or to place your order, call 708-705-7354 or visit slugmaster.com. Slugmaster baseball and softball hitting aids, turning batters into hitters.
Hey, Josh, wake up. Wake up, I said. I don't want to work. I want to bang on the drum all day. I don't want to play. I just want to bang on the drum all day. I could listen to this song all day. And on some days, when I'm really having a bad day, I literally have, and it gets me back in a good mood. Snowman in the Morning, presented by Fusion Ions Bands. Fusion Ions, live your best, from our ASN studios here in Chicago. Got a lot on the docket, and we're going to put it in a short amount of time. Because, like I said, a few things have popped up this morning. And Josh asked me last night when we were at Exelon, you got anything planned for tomorrow? After I said, no, I'm going to have a full show tomorrow, but as it turns out, 3 important meetings have just popped up about an hour before we came on. But I wanted to get this in and get the groove going with the fans. Josh says, I am up. That's a little running joke between he and I. Ron Murchison's in the chat with us. Good morning, Ron. Thanks for joining us. If you're on Spreaker.com and if you register for an account, you can follow us there at the Arena Sports Network. Register for a free account, and you can chat with us in the chat room as well. One of the things that I am working on, and I've mentioned this before, is to place a chat room on our show page. And I haven't gotten any information on how to do that as of yet. One of the other things that we're working on here for ASN is a way for y'all to save when you are traveling. Spring break is coming up. A lot of people make plans in March and April. Well, if you travel through us, you can save an absolute bunch. There is more information coming on that beginning next Wednesday. So keep your ears tuned to one of the new branches of ASN that's going to be opening to help some people out inside and outside of the sports realm. Again, if you're looking to travel this spring, and a lot of people are considering Snowmageddon 2014, well, you can save travel, booking through us. There's more information coming on that, like I said, beginning next Wednesday. Now let's talk a little baseball, and a report that came through the wire that has been confirmed. Derek Jeter, the longtime Yankee captain, will hang up his cleats after this coming year. I'm kind of sad to see him go because when you look at the Yankee lineup, no matter who else they had in the lineup, you've always known that you will have Derek Jeter in the lineup somewhere. You know, usually in the 2 spot or sometimes in the leadoff spot. But 19 seasons with the same team, and this will be his 20th. This will be his 20th year with the same team, and that is something you rarely see. 20 years with one team. And in fact, his dream was to play baseball for the New York Yankees. How cool is that? You know, it's something we've been talking about here at ASN all week and the whole time we've been on. Dreams do come true. If you work hard at it and you focus on it, which is what people have been telling me and my crew, which we are, your dreams can become a reality. His did. He only wanted to do one thing in life, and that's play baseball for the New York Yankees. And he's done that for the past 19 years. And this will be his 20th year, and it will be his last year. There is no question that he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. And if he's not elected on the first ballot, there will be a riot. And I, a White Sox fan myself, will be leading the riot because it would be the ultimate sign of disrespect and unfair practice if he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Everything that he has gone through, the injuries he went through last year that kept him out of the lineup. 3,000 hits. First Yankee in history with 3,000 hits. A World Series MVP to his credit. I believe that was 2000. That was 2000 when he got the World Series MVP when they defeated, of all teams, the New York Mets in a 5-game conquest. You know what? I would hate – no, let me change my statement. I would love to be in the new palace, in the new Yankee Stadium, when they retire his number. Because I don't know how soon they're going to do it. Are they going to do it after the season? They're probably going to do it next year. There's going to be a Derek Jeter week. It's not going to be a Derek Jeter day. There was a Lou Gehrig day. There was a Mickey Mantle day. There's going to be a Derek Jeter week. Okay? There's going to be a Derek Jeter week. The whole week is going to be nothing except Derek Jeter, and rightfully so. He deserves his place in Monument Park. He deserves his place in the Yankee Hall of Fame, and you damn well better believe he deserves his place in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. The little boy who grew up in Michigan with a dream of playing for the New York Yankees and finally got a chance to live out his dream and has been in the lineup every single day since the day he was penciled in by Joe Torre. You can't have a Yankee lineup without him. You just couldn't. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me every time you look at a box score, you did not look at and see what Derek Jeter did. Tell me you don't look at his stats. I certainly do. I look at his at-bats. I look at his stats. I look at the way he plays shortstop. I mean, hell, Alex Rodriguez, when he came over to the Yankees, moved to third base. How about that? How about that? He moved to third base. To make sure El Capitan kept his spot, as he's dubbed by John Sterling, the longtime voice of the New York Yankees. So Derek Jeter will hang him up after this year. And it's kind of hard to see him go. So you know, once the season begins to wind down, everybody in the Bronx, hell, everybody in the state of New York, Mets fans included, will be seeing one more season. And actually, he was born in New Jersey. So, Merch sends me a good note and a true note. He was born in New Jersey, so he can understand him wanting to be a Yankee. When you're born in New Jersey, what's the most popular team around that area? The New York Yankees, of course. When they retire his number, they will have retired the numbers 1 through 5. How about that? How about that? It's just hard to see. I'll say it again. It's just hard to see a lineup without Derek Jeter in it. And you've seen it for 19 years. Billy Martin wore number 1. Babe Ruth, of course, wore 3. Number 4 was worn by Lou Gehrig. Number 5 by Joe DiMaggio. So when they retire Jeter, of course, they'll retire the number 2, and they'll have 1 through 5 all retired. They got 8 retired twice with Yogi Berra and Bill Dickey. Of course, Roger Maris, who wore number 9. Donnie Baseball, my favorite number, 23. And, of course, they retired Jackie Robinson's 42, had to. Reggie Jackson's 44, and then 49 for Ron Guidry. But think about how cool it will be to have the numbers 1 through 5 retired by a team. When Derek Jeter hangs them up, that's exactly what will happen. And again, I've said it before, and I will continue to say it. It's going to be hard to imagine a lineup without him. It's just going to be hard. And eventually the Yankees and their fans knew this day was coming. But you want Jeter to go out on a good note and not on the injury note that a lot of people thought he would leave on. Mariano Rivera didn't. He's the best damn closer that ever pitched. He didn't go out with an injury. And I'm not saying that you should go out with an injury, but because you yourself as an athlete know when you need to hang him up. They knew they had some baseball left, Mariano Rivera, Derek Jeter, and they're going to end their career on their terms, which is exactly how you should end. Snowman in the Morning, presented by Fusion Ions Bands. Fusion Ions, live your best. Visit FusionIons.com and find out how you can get a free sample of a Fusion Ions band and get your life back. All right, last night, semifinals took place in the Noble Network boys varsity playoffs, and there was an upset. The 2-time reigning champion Chicago Bulls Prep was defeated by a final of 73-61 by Gary Comer College Prep. They will play in the championship Friday, and they had 2 outstanding performances in that game. Derek Johnson, 29 points, 6 3-point field goals. And Travis Bonaparte, he finished with a double-double, 11 points and a game-high 17 rebounds on the night. And they will face Johnson College Prep for the title, who also had a plus 70-point game. So you'll hear that game Friday night from Exelon Gym. And of course, when we talk Exelon, and Josh knows this, when we talk about the parents at Exelon Gym who have been absolutely terrific, let me just say that right now. They've been absolutely wonderful. And I appreciate every single one of them. I appreciate them. We appreciate them. And we also appreciate the staff at the Noble Network Charter Schools, including Athletic Director Melissa Avalos. But the parents there, aside of the kids, the parents make this thing fun. Because they... Parents love to do the official's job. Okay? And Josh and I were talking about this last night on the way home. Parents love to do the official's job and call travels when there weren't any. They like to call a charge when there obviously wasn't one. Because we sat there on press row last night, and you could hear the parents every 3 steps, travel, travel. He didn't walk, okay? And then when an actual travel was called, everyone would look at Josh and myself. Well, you can't say that wasn't a travel. Yeah, no, well, we can't, but we just do, just to spite you. But again, the parents there are terrific. And some of the strangest things that you and Josh gave me a few examples from when he played football at Ronner. Flag would be thrown, and you could hear a couple of parents in the stands going, "Are you blind? He didn't do anything." Yeah, he did. He jumped across the line before the ball was snapped and ran somebody over. How about that? You ever think about that? And it was loud in that joint last night. When I came in, and Josh was already there, when I came in, the far side of the stands were filled with Catamount fans. That's Gary Comer's mascot. And the leader of the pack came over and she told me, she said, we have all these fans and we have a Catamount coming. I'm going, what? So, yeah, there was actually a Catamount mascot that came in to the arena last night. And you got to love that stuff. You got to love the passion that the fans show. You got to love that. You know, you can't have any complaints about maybe Ron Murchison sends this note. Maybe the Cubs should have their parents in the stands. Oh, dear Lord. There's enough parents in the stands amongst the 40,000 that come to Wrigley Field every game. Oh, now you're going to get me talking about that. But Gary Comer and Johnson College Prep Friday night, 5:30 pregame from Exelon Gym. Josh and I will have the call, and I promise we'll have the call. We just ran into some tech problems there. We got them solved. We'll be ready to roll Friday. But already enough disappointing fans in the building. Oh, no. These two have started already. Okay, let me pose a question to the folks in the chat room. What do you think would honestly happen? And Merch, I'm directing this at you. What do you think would happen if the Cubs players' parents were actually in the stands yelling some of the stuff that parents from high school games do? I tell you, if anyone mic'd these parents up, there'd be a lot of bleeping or a lot of silent space. Give an example. Let's go back to 2009, and I know Merch remembers this moment. Remember a fellow named Milton Bradley who forgot how many outs there were in an inning in a game against the Minnesota Twins? Caught what turned out to be a sacrifice fly, turned toward the stands, and threw the ball into the stands. What would parents be yelling at him? They throw their food on the field. That's Ron. And Ron Merchant is already that idiot. That's an understatement. And to think when he was signed, now we're talking baseball, and to think when he was signed by the Cubs, what's the first thing he said? I am the missing piece of the puzzle. No, he wasn't. Hardly the missing piece of the puzzle. Did he ever do anything good when he was with the Cubs? I just want to know that. Did he ever do anything worthwhile while playing with the Cubs? And they finally let him go. Cub Nation breathed a sigh of relief. Now, I did not want to. He was the other strikeout added to their bad offense. I can't use the word that Josh used, but we get the idea. Will they ever get it right? I know I posed this question before, but will they ever get it right? Will they actually realize that they need some actual talent on the field to play and play hard? Yeah, the White Sox lost 99 games last year, but they played hard every single one. I boycotted WGN-TV that year. Refused to watch one game as long as he was with the team. I think a lot of people are going to be boycotting WGN this year if that's the case, if the Cubs get off to a bad start. And Josh adds, nice, you didn't miss much. No, you sure didn't. After I heard that, and Derek, and I remember that play, Derek Lee was calling for the ball. All right, he was throwing his arms up. Milton Bradley did not. And he threw the ball in the stands. I mean, he's not the first or the last outfielder to forget how many outs there are in an inning. Okay? Let's just get that out of the way. He won't be the first nor the last to forget how many outs there are in an inning. Seen it many times. But to throw the ball in the stands as blatantly as he did, as purposely as he did, come on. Makes me wonder why the Cubs ever signed him in the first place. And you had to figure you were going to get a comedic moment out of him every time he stepped up anyway. So, Man of the Morning, presented by Fusion Ions Bands. We're going to pause for a break. When we come back, we'll talk some more baseball and some more Cubs baseball. Well, just some more baseball, period. And there's a few plans in the works for ASN. So you hear all of that and more on this version of SITM. Back in the deuce.
My name is Matt Rencars, and I'm the founder of Fusion Ions. We are so confident that you're going to love our bands. We want you to try one risk-free so you can see for yourself how powerful these bands really are. Don't wait. Go to FusionIons.com to find out how you can receive your very own free Fusion Ions band. Take advantage before they are gone. FusionIons.com. That's FusionIons.com.
Gigahertz, providing customers with excellent service since 2008. Computer problem? Leave it to the staff at Gigahertz, priding themselves with an unparalleled work ethic and continuing to offer customers the lowest prices around. Gigahertz services include PC repair, networking, PC setup, custom PC builds, pickup and delivery, in addition to in-home and in-office service. Get small to large business solutions, service contracts, and much more. Computer problems? Gigahertz. And that's where we come in. Gigahertz for your computer repair and solution needs. In-home, in-store, wherever it's convenient for you. Think your PC's infected? Gigahertz offers free virus diagnostics, with most virus removals done in 48 hours or less. Plus, they'll optimize your PC. Take that, Best Buy. Give Gigahertz a call. 219-218-9323. That's 219-218-9323. Or log on to gigahertzpc.net. Gigahertz, and that's where we come in. Need a car in a pinch? Need to get somewhere fast? Don't rent a car, share a car with iGo. iGo provides the convenience and flexibility of having a car without the hassles of owning one. Members have 24-hour access to a fleet of iGo cars in reserved parking spaces all over Chicago and in 4 suburbs. iGo pays for the gas, premium insurance, maintenance, and 24-hour assistance. It's very simple and a great service to take advantage of. All you have to do is pick a plan, reserve a vehicle, and drive off. See? Easy. If you want more info, just visit igocars.org and start sharing today. iGo Cars, Chicago's only hometown nonprofit car sharing company.
Gotta keep them separated.
35 beyond the hour here on Snowman in the Morning, presented by Fusion Ions Bands and by Slugmaster. Here's an Ron Murch isn't answering this. No, here's an idiot. Opening day as a pinch hitter, goes 3-0, then 3 straight strikes and gets kicked out for arguing. That should have told you how his Cubs career was going to go. Wow. Wow. What's that tell you how his Cubs career went? Oh, boy. 35 beyond the hour. Here on Snowman in the Morning, going to be an abbreviated version, and as I said, there are a few things that have popped up this morning that needs to be taken care of, but we got a couple of big things in the works coming March 1st. I'll let you know that secret beginning next week. I'm going to tease it now. We got, oh, man, something big, huge cooking. Not only that, we got a lot of baseball coverage on the docket, and something that we have planned is a Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference game of the week. Now, we have that in the fire. Made contact with LaPorte High School in Indiana. Made contact also with Montini Catholic, and that's going to be courtesy of a friend. Just a lot of baseball in the works right now. A lot of baseball, especially high school baseball in the works. We had a real successful run, and we planned our baseball coverage at the last minute. You know, covering the state playoffs from start to finish, from the first round all the way to the state championship in Joliet. There is a possibility we could have 2 state championships in 2 different states, depending on the dates. We're just awaiting the dates right now. We could have the Illinois titles decided and aired on ASN, and also for Indiana. Because from what I'm being told right now, Indiana is a couple of weeks behind Illinois, and they play their games at Victory Field down in Indianapolis. Starlin Castro had a bonehead play last year on national TV against the Cardinals when he caught a pop-up that was ruled an infield fly and then dropped his head as if it was a routine fly ball, and the third base coach sent Holiday from third with the run. Merch, let me ask you a question. Being the Cubs fan that you are, do those kind of plays define the Cubs lately? I'm just curious. I am just curious as to knowing if I'm just curious as to that. Because it seems like since 2003, and you know why I'm bringing that year up, it just seems like since 2003 that's all that's defined them. Hell, they got a documentary called 5 Outs. What's that tell you? Should tell you a lot right there. As mentioned, we got a lot of high school baseball on the docket. Possibility of 2 state championship rounds. Illinois and Indiana, we got that on the docket. State championship basketball coverage on the docket as well. We got this, a couple other shows in the works, and I teased something yesterday. I talked about it yesterday, but this Sunday we are going to premiere a scoreboard show, and the scoreboard show is going to feature high school scores from sports in Illinois and Indiana. And as the show develops, we're going to have player interviews and coaches interviews as well. So it'll start at about 30 minutes, and then it will probably progress to an hour until the end of baseball season. Then we'll take the summer off and begin with a full season in August for football. But that will be every Sunday. And there may be a chance we'll take the scoreboard show into the summer because there's a lot of summer baseball around Illinois and Indiana as well. So we'll keep you posted on everything that's going on. We hope that you enjoy the show and enjoy the programming here on ASN. And if you do, why don't you consider becoming a listening partner for only $30 a year? You will help bring the spotlight back to where it belongs, which are the student athletes. And also you get your name on the ASN Listener Partner Honor Roll and a whole lot more. Got any questions? Call 312-451-4041 or or log on to thearenasportsnetwork.com. Click Listener Partner, and you'll find out more information, because that's what we want to do here. We want to bring the spotlight back to the student athletes, which deserve all of the praise and the spotlight, because they are the ones that are working hard, so we can broadcast them, shine the spotlight on them, on and off the court, on and off the field, and let people know student comes before athletes. All right. I didn't do one yesterday, and I'm going to do one right now. Time for our Gigahertz question of the day, presented by Gigahertz, the official computer solutions company of the Arena Sports Network. Gigahertz, and that's where we come in. And the question of the day goes a little bit something like this. And you don't know which way I'm going to go with the question. I've touched all kinds of subjects, off beat, on beat, off sports, on sports, all kinds of stuff. The fans loved it. The fans loved it. The folks that come into the chat room, they love the question of the day. They said go. They said keep going with it. I'm going to go with it. And here's my question of the day. If you could be a character in the video game, know what? No. I'm going to save that for another time, because I did the character question with Super Mario Brothers, and I got a great response out of that. So I'm going to do something like this. I want you to tell me the absolute funniest sports moment you ever witnessed, and it made you cry because it happened to your team. Josh gave me the original question. I decided to add a little twist to it. Again, our Gigahertz question of the day. Name a funny sports moment that you witnessed but made you cry because it happened to your team. Well, I know Milton Bradley comes to mind with all the Cub fans I know, and I better answer my own question, because I've had some things. And I mentioned earlier that Milton Bradley's not the first or the last player to not realize how many outs there were. It happened to my beloved White Sox, too. A few years ago, Jermaine Dye, who was patrolling right field, forgot how many outs there were in an inning, but it did not cost them as badly as it cost the Cubs. It didn't cost them a run. So he made that bonehead play, too. And it made me cry. I'm like, what? Jermaine, why did you just do a Milton Bradley? What's going on here? I saw that happen. But again, our question of the day, name a funny sports moment that you witnessed happen, but it made you cry because it happened to your team. Question of the day presented by Gigahertz, the official computer solutions company of the Arena Sports Network. Gigahertz, and that's where we come in. This has been, oh boy, got another funny note from Ron Murchison. Castro's head is never in the game. I think they just desire talentless players. When they do get a pitcher or a position player who can produce, he has to go. Deanna Navarro is gone, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Donnie Murphy go. I wouldn't be surprised either. Why do they do that, though? I didn't plan this to be an all-Cubs show. Trust me, I didn't, but Ron keeps giving me great notes. Josh Lopez gives me this. Jay Cutler missing a play to a wide-open Devin Hester, and you see a fat common man sign. That's just wrong, Josh. That's just plain wrong. Oh, gracious. Are you kidding me? All right, I got one. That made him laugh, but made a lot of Bears fans pissed off as well. How do you forget to cover Randall Cobb? And I know that question is still in the mind of a lot of Bear fans I know today. How do you forget to cover a wide-open Randall Cobb? And I bet you they still won't be able to answer that. And they'll never be able to answer that either. Don't start. Remember Richard Sherman. Hey, I remembered Richard Sherman, and that play just flat made me cry for two reasons. Number one, it happened to my team, and number two, Richard Sherman made a hell of a play. Period. All right? Richard Sherman made a hell of a play. I give it to him. All right? And all I got to say to you, Josh, since you want to go there, and we're being as playful as we can with this, all I got to say is remember Jay Cutler. Period. And I know he's going to beat me up for this tomorrow. I know he is. Again, tomorrow the Novo Network Boys Championship will be decided on ASN. Tip time 5:45, pregame 5:30 from Exelon Gym. How about, don't forget the fumble in the same game as Cobb's touchdown. Yeah, true. You want to know a funny moment that made a lot of Jets fans cry? I can tell you two of them right now, and one of them occurred on Thanksgiving night a year ago. Y'all remember the butt fumble? Sanchez tried to run, ran into his own teammate, and he dropped the ball. Remember Tim Tebow beat Pittsburgh? One pass does not make a quarterback, okay? And as far as Kaepernick goes, he got beat by a better team. Give him credit, all right? Now, if you want to go there, Mr. Lopez, no, I won't. I won't. Josh and I had a good discussion on who would be in or out of the playoffs. We saw a picture. He showed me a picture yesterday while we're talking football. He showed me a picture yesterday that said it was a picture of a bunch of Cleveland Browns fans. The caption read as follows: the 2014 schedule has been released. The Browns have already been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. So with that, Josh got to thinking, who else would be automatically eliminated from the playoffs with the schedule being released? The first team that popped in my head was Jacksonville. And I made the joke because of helmets alone. I've seen many a post from my buddy Joshua Jackson, who lives in Jacksonville and is a diehard Jacksonville Jaguar fan. And I've seen him many a time say, something like, I love my city and I love my Jaguars, but come on. Hell, I've said that about my 49ers many a time too. All right? We all have about our favorite team. So Jacksonville pops in my head. The Detroit Lions pop in my head. Because how can you lead a division for as long as you have and then choke it away? All right? I know a game that scares Josh, and I won't mention it right now. But, be that as it may, who do y'all think is instantly eliminated from the playoffs? The Vikings? Vikings come to mind. They don't have a quarterback. But we're talking football. We're just having fun with a question here because of a picture that Josh showed me. Who else will be automatically eliminated from the playoffs? The Houston Texans? Maybe. The Dallas Cowboys? That will make Michael Hearn absolutely nuts. Here you go. This didn't happen against my team, but the 1980 Bears-Packers game at Soldier Field, where the Bears won 61-7. All right, let me turn that around, Mr. Murchison. The date was November 5th, 1989, the infamous instant replay game, where Mikowski threw a touchdown to Sterling Sharp. Then a penalty was called that he was across the line of scrimmage. Then they went back and reviewed it, picked up the flag, and awarded him the touchdown. How do you explain that one? I sure as hell can't explain that one. Who else will be instantly eliminated from the NFL playoffs with the schedule being released? First two teams that popped in my head, Cleveland, because of the picture that we saw, and Jacksonville. I mentioned Houston, mentioned Detroit, the Dallas Cowboys. They'd be eliminated. Miami. They'd be long gone. Joshua mentioned the Jets, but then, no, I mentioned the Jets to Josh, but then I got to thinking about it. Wait a minute, the Jets can't be eliminated that fast. You know, he said, the Cubs would. The Cubs are already eliminated, okay? Let's just throw it out there. That team from the dump, which dump? Which dump, Josh? Then join us in the chat room when you search the Arena Sports Network. Oh, gracious. Good times this morning. Good times as always here on Snowman in the Morning. We close with the journey, and I close with this message. Now, yesterday, I was a bad boy. Why was I a bad boy, you ask? Because, well, I kind of let somebody have it, and all my friends jumped on me and said, look, don't give him any press, so I'm not going to. What I am going to say is this. With Derek Jeter retiring as a Yankee, there is no doubt in my mind that dreams absolutely do come true. Period. Take a kid born in New Jersey, moved to Michigan, kicked ass on the high school circuit and the lower level circuits, and the Yankees brought him up and he never left. Can't tell me dreams don't come true because of that. Mine came true when I called my first game in 1995, Chicago State in Northern Illinois. I've had many people say this is only a hobby. But a dear friend of mine said, this can't be a hobby because I hear the passion in your voice. I hear the passion you have for the people that you work with and that work with you. So how the hell can this be a hobby when you have that much energy emitting from you? This is not a hobby, folks. This is what we love to do. And this is always what we love to do. And will always be that way. Anybody that comes aboard, any client that we sign, will feel the energy and the passion. And yes, we're in the process of getting a lot of things right. It is a process. Everything that takes a fair amount of time is a process. And the thing that I've had to realize how to do is to trust people. To trust people that actually will help execute the vision that we have for ASN. Personally, for me, that has been the challenge, and also the challenge each day to just be there and just plain bring it, as The Rock would say. So yeah, I'm probably going to work a little wrestling into this message, but I want y'all to remember something. Don't ever, ever, ever let anybody, and I told a young man this yesterday, don't ever let anybody steer you away from your dreams. Because lately that's all people want to do. And the reason they want to do it is because they never had a chance, or they never had the balls to go after what they want. To go after what they truly, truly wanted. The one thing that the Lord put on their brain, and they shoved it down so far that they forgot what it was. Don't become that person. Become the person that actually follows their heart. Become the person that actually follows their dream. Become the person that a lot of people tell you you'll never be. And the reason I'm saying that is because myself, Josh, Liz, everybody that comes into the chat room, listen, just go after what you want. To hell with what people outside of your world think. To hell with them. They're not you. They don't have your thoughts. They don't know your process. And they refuse to know your process. Why? They don't take the time to know. was talking to my buddy Doc Prince yesterday, and he told me, you know, you have all the tools to make this happen. And anytime you need help or advice from me, I'm right there. And he has been. In fact, 3 of the ideas that I'm going to execute, that we're going to execute, came from him. You know, and I asked him, I said, can I steal this idea? He said, go for it. Fem and feed them. We don't need them. We don't need the negative folks, and we're not going to tolerate that. You know, if there's an old adage, and it's so true, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. It's the truth. And the sooner that people realize that, the better. And if they don't, then that's on them. But we're going to keep going. We are always going to keep going. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep pushing forward. And once the final door that we come to is kicked in, it's on. And all that's been said to say this. Don't be afraid to follow your dreams, folks. No matter how old you are or how young you are. If something has been placed on your heart and it's ingrained and it's been ingrained in you so deep that you are willing to fight someone or something for it, then that is yours to claim. Let me say that again. When you have something placed on you that has been ingrained in you, ingrained so deep in your heart and in your soul, and Liz told me this one night. She said, baby, this is in your soul. You can't give this up. When it's ingrained in your soul so deep that you're willing to fight someone that tells you otherwise, I mean to a point where they say one negative thing about what you're doing and you get ready to come out swinging. And let me work a reference for my buddy Dr. Prince, who made a late check-in this morning. When you're ready to come out swinging, like either Jack Clark or Albert Pujols in his Cardinal days, then that something is yours for the taking. That's something that is yours to reach out and grab it. You know, Ed McMahon said it best in Star Search. He said it all the time. He said, reach out for the stars and catch them. That's my message this morning. Reach out. Never be afraid to follow your dreams. When you see the stars, reach out for them, grab them, hold on to them, and catch the rest. Because those dreams are yours for a reason. And it's up to you to act upon them. With that in mind,
that's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Oh, man. Wasn't that great, kid?
Time for old Snowman to giddy up out of here to handle a little business, some important business. Beginning March 1st, a lot will be in place for ASN. Don't forget, tomorrow, I promise we'll have a fully loaded show, the full 2 hours. We'll have Live Files Live and a lot of other things. And then at 5:15, the Noble Network Boys Championship will be decided live on the Arena Sports Network. Check in with us. Follow along if you can. And we hope that you do. Reach out for the stars and catch them. And never be afraid to follow your dreams, folks. They are yours for a reason. Thanks to the folks that checked into the chat room this morning. My producer, Josh Lopez. Our coordinating producer, Liz Rorick. Thank you all. I love you. And I'll check in with y'all tomorrow as we have Potluck Friday. Have a great morning. God bless. And remember to make your next move your best move. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. I love you much. So long, everybody.